Good morning, friends. I'm outside in my garden and I wanted to talk to you about some plant spacing things. I really love cherry tomatoes and they are one of our favorite things for our kids to pick in the summer, but I don't love how massive they can get and how much sticking them up and all of that can be. And I am growing in a container garden. So one thing I'm doing this year is I'm growing these little window box cherry tomatoes. They're about 1.5 feet tall, maybe 18 inches. Some on the other side are reaching 2 feet tall, and they're probably about 18 inches wide. And this thing you can see is covered in little blooms, but these are a determinate variety that are in here. You can see I have another one right over here. They're just coming shake. You can see there's some little tomatoes growing all in there in this lush little plant. I have one over here, but behind these I have some Roselle that you can see all throughout this bed. And Roselle is one of my absolute favorite things. I used to live in Thailand and I miss Roselle and the juice all the time. It's super fresh. And so one thing that I'm doing here is I'm growing squash on the edges, or not squash, I apologize. These are pumpkins. Some pumpkins that are gonna trellis out into the yard over this. I have my little window box cherry tomatoes, which you can get a little close up in there. See, we got some little tomatoes coming on. And then I have my Roselle. So my thought process is that these pumpkins are gonna grow out into the yard, outside of the bed. They'll put down roots out in the yard, which will help them to continue to grow so they're not taking up a ton of space in my bed. These little window box cherry tomatoes are a determinate variety. So they have a specific amount of height and width and tomatoes that they're gonna put off, and then they'll be done. And by the time that these are done, these Roselle are gonna be getting big and full and kind of taking over this bushy area. But I can also plant another little window box tomato. Once this one kind of starts to reach its edge, I'll plant another one a little bit closer to the edge over here. That way we can still have cherry tomatoes and they're super accessible to my 2- and 4-year-old. So I would love to see if anybody else is growing the window box cherry tomatoes. I think they're called Lil Bites from Renee's garden. And I would highly encourage you to try it if you got some little kiddos and you need something that's gonna stay compact so that you can grow some other cool things. Make it a great day, friends.